A Hells Angels biker just saved my life, and I'm still shaking. I know what you're thinking. A biker? That scary guy with tattoos and leather? Yeah, that guy. The one everyone to avoid just became the reason I'm still standing here. Let me back up, because what just happened in my convenience store? I still can't believe it's real. It was closing time. Just me, alone finishing up my shift. The coolers hummed their monotonous tune, stale coffee smell hanging in the air. Same as always. I was wiping down the counter for what felt like the 100th time, exhausted, my feet aching, ready to lock up and go home. Outside, the sun had already set, leaving the parking lot bathed in that eerie orange glow from the streetlights. The street was quiet, empty, just the way I liked it at closing time, or so I thought. I glanced at the clock. 7:47 p.m. 13 more minutes and I could flip that sign to see Ossidu and get the hell out of here. I'd been working double shifts all week, covering for my coworker who called in sick, and I was beyond exhausted. My body was running on autopilot, my mind already home, already in bed. Then the door chimed. That innocent little ding that usually meant nothing suddenly felt different. Wrong. One guy walked in. He looked like someone's accountant, honestly. The kind of guy you'd pass on the street without a second glance. But his eyes, ice cold. Empty. The kind of eyes that make your stomach drop before your brain even catches up. Were closed. I said, trying to sound firm, professional, but my voice came out smaller than I wanted. He didn't respond right away. Just stood there, looking around the store slowly, deliberately, like he was taking inventory. His gaze swept over the aisles, the security camera in the corner, the register. Then his eyes landed on me. He smirked. I'm not here to buy anything. My stomach dropped. Hard, that primal instinct, the one that's kept humans alive for thousands of years, kicked in. Every alarm bell in my body started ringing. Run. Hide, scream, do something, but I couldn't move. I was frozen. Before I could react, he moved fast, way faster than I expected. He came around the counter in 2 quick strides and grabbed my clothes, shoving me hard against the wall behind the register. My head hit the concrete with a dull thud. Stars exploded in my vision. What's in the register? He demanded, his face inches from mine. His breath smelled like cigarettes and something sour. His grip on my clothes was iron, tight, knuckles white. My voice shook. Please, we don't have much. Maybe $200. That's it. Take it. Just take it and go. 200. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. You think I came here for $200? He yanked me forward violently, then slammed me back against the wall again. I heard the fabric of my shirt rip near the collar. The sound seemed impossibly loud in the quiet store. I gasped, tears filling my eyes, blurring my vision. Terror paralyzed every muscle in my body. My hands were shaking so badly I couldn't control them. Open it. Now. His voice dropped lower, more menacing. And then you're gonna show me where you keep the safe? Safe? We didn't have a safe. This was a tiny convenience store, not a bank, but I couldn't form words. My throat had closed up completely. He raised his other hand, and I saw it ball into a fist. I squeezed my eyes shut, bracing for the impact. That's when I heard it. Vierom, a motorcycle, right outside. The deep, rumbling growl of a powerful engine. He heard it too. His head snapped toward the window, confusion flickering across his face for just a second. Through the glass, I saw a massive bike pull up under the streetlight. The chrome gleamed. A man in a black leather vest got off, tall, broad, shouldered, moving with this calm, unhurried confidence. Tattoos covered his arms completely, dark ink snaking from his wrists all the way up past his elbows. On his back, even from inside, I could see the patch, Hell's Angels. My attacker still had me by my clothes, but his grip had loosened slightly. "Stay out of this," he muttered toward the window, but his voice cracked. The confidence from seconds ago was gone. The door opened. The bell chimed again, that same innocent sound, but now it felt like a lifeline. The biker walked in slowly. Tall, rugged, probably late 40s. Salt and pepper beard. Weathered face with lines that spoke of years on the road. His arms were covered in ink. Skulls, eagles, flames, words I couldn't quite read. His leather vest was worn, patches sewn on with care. Heavy boots thudded against the tile floor with each step. He looked terrifying. Honestly, my first instinct was more fear. This was the kind of guy my parents warned me about. The kind of guy you see on TV, in movies, always portrayed as dangerous, violent, criminal. But then his eyes, sharp, gray, intense, locked onto the guy's hand gripping my torn clothes. And something in his expression changed. His jaw tightened. His eyes went cold. Not angry cold. Something deeper. More controlled. Deadly calm. "Let her go." His voice was low, controlled, but it filled the entire room. It wasn't loud, but it carried weight. Authority. The kind of voice that expected to be obeyed. The guy tried to act tough, puffing out his chest. "This doesn't concern you, old man. Walk away." The biker didn't answer. He just took one step forward. Slow, deliberate. His boots echoed in the silence. That single step changed everything. The air in the room shifted. The temperature seemed to drop. My attacker's grip loosened on my clothes. He took a step back, pulling me with him, using me as a shield. "I said walk away." His voice was higher now, panicked. "I'll hurt her. I swear I will." The biker stopped. His eyes never left the guy's face. When he spoke again, his voice was even softer, more dangerous. "Walk out, right now." "While you still can." The guy spat on the floor, trying to reclaim some bravado. "You think you scare me? You're just one old man? What are you gonna do?" Wrong move. So wrong. The biker's expression didn't change. He didn't yell, didn't threaten, didn't posture. He just said, quietly, "Last chance." The guy shoved me aside. I stumbled, catching myself on the counter, and lunged at the biker. What happened next took maybe 3 seconds, but it felt like slow motion. The guy threw a punch. The biker's hand shot up, caught his wrist mid-air like he'd done it 1,000 times. A twist, a step, a sound, something between a crack and a pop. And suddenly the guy was face down on the floor, arm twisted behind his back, groaning in pain. The biker's knee was on his back, holding him down with seemingly no effort. "Told you," he said calmly. He pulled the guy up by his collar with one hand, just one hand, and dragged him toward the door like he weighed nothing. The guy was whimpering now, all that bravado completely gone. "You're done here?" the biker said. He opened the door and literally threw him out onto the pavement. The guy hit the ground hard, scrambled to his feet, and ran. Just ran, disappearing into the darkness. The door swung shut. The bell chimed one last time. Then, silence. I stood there against the wall, hands trembling uncontrollably, barely processing what just happened. My clothes were torn, tears streaming down my face. My whole body shaking like a leaf. The adrenaline that had been keeping me frozen was now making me fall apart. The biker turned to me, and just like that, his whole demeanor changed. The cold, dangerous look was gone. His eyes softened. His shoulders relaxed. He looked gentle, almost fatherly. "You okay, miss?" His voice was completely different now. Warm, concerned. I nodded, but I couldn't speak. My throat was too tight. I tried to say something, anything, but all that came out was a choked sob. He took a step closer, slowly, like he was approaching a scared animal. "Hey, it's okay. You're safe now." I managed to whisper, "Thank you." It came out barely audible, broken. He gave a small nod. "You got someone you can call? Someone who can come get you?" You shouldn't be alone right now. I nodded again, fumbling for my phone with shaking hands. He waited, patient, until I had my phone out. Keep your lights on a few more minutes. Lock the door behind me. And miss, he paused, you're not as alone as you think. There are still good people out there. Then, without another word, he walked toward the door. I watched through the window as he mounted his motorcycle, the engine roaring to life with that same powerful growl. He looked back once, gave me a small nod, and then rode off into the night, taillights disappearing down the empty street. I just stood there, heart still pounding, tears of relief sliding down my face. My legs finally gave out, and I slid down to sit on the floor behind the counter, phone clutched in my hand. For the first time in my life, I understood something profound. You can't judge people by how they look. That normal guy who walked in, clean, cut, ordinary, safe, looking, he was a monster. That biker who looked dangerous, whose society taught me to fear, who I would have crossed the street to avoid, he was a hero. My hero. I thought about all the times I'd seen bikers and felt nervous. All the times I judged them, assumed they were trouble, assumed they were dangerous. And here, tonight, when I needed help most, when I was alone and terrified and certain I was going to get hurt, or worse, it was a biker who saved me. Not a cop, not a normal person, a Hell's Angels biker with tattoos and leather and a motorcycle that probably cost more than my car. Sometimes the people society tells us to fear the ones who'll stand up when it matters most. And sometimes the people who look safe, who look normal, who blend in, they're the ones you need to watch out for. If this story touched your heart, please share and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Comment below. Have you ever been surprised by someone who turned out completely different from what you expected? Have you ever judged someone by their appearance only to discover you were completely wrong? Because sometimes courage shows up wearing leather and tattoos with a heart that refuses to look away when someone needs help. Sometimes heroes don't look like heroes. Sometimes they look like the people we're taught to avoid. And sometimes, on a quiet Tuesday night in an empty convenience store, they save your life.